It is day 4 of the social distancing guidelines, and today we learned just how important they are. The White House's Corona Task Force warned that if just 10 to 15% of Americans ignore the federal guidelines, cases could rise even further. That's how important this is. Mola Lenghi joins us from New York City, where the mayor tonight warns they could run out of medical supplies in just a few weeks. Mola?
Well, that's right, Nora. That's something many people are concerned about and watching. Of course, as we know, the more people who get tested, that'll give health officials a better idea of where this virus has been and where it's going. At-home test kits are currently awaiting approval by the FDA, but we know that 10% of the tests that have been performed, the results have come back positive.
Ramped up testing across the country is now painting a fuller picture. Coronavirus tests increased tenfold in the last 7 days. More than half of reported cases are concentrated in 3 states and just 10 counties.
You can see the dramatic increases in the number of new cases based on our ability to test additional people. And this will continue over the next 2 to 3 days.
In New York State, the number of cases nearly doubled overnight.
We now have misinformation and fear and panic, which is as contagious or more contagious than the virus.
Governor Andrew Cuomo issued even harsher measures for non-essential workers.
That means 75% of the workforce must stay at home.
Meanwhile, Americans are rallying together to combat the virus. More than 1,000 retired and private practice physicians are volunteering their services. Medical student Ruth Howe jumped at the chance to help.
What we're trying to do right now is take care of the people who can't go outside. They're more vulnerable to this than someone like me, who's lucky enough to be young and healthy.
The National Guard is also answering the call. More than 2,000 troops across 27 states are distributing aid and supplies. Tonight, more than 900 cars lined up at this drive-through food donation center in Warren, Ohio. And food giant Kroger plans to hire 10,000 additional workers company-wide. But even in this time of giving, the Red Cross fears a nationwide blood shortage. CBS News has learned more than 4,500 blood drives have already been canceled.
We know many of you are home practicing the president's guidelines for social distancing. But one thing we should all consider, especially our millennials and Gen Z, is donating blood. One donation can save up to 3 lives.
Those blood drive cancellations have led to about 150,000 fewer donations, and the fear is that if that continues, it could put an enormous strain on the entire health care system. But today we learned that 2 military field hospitals have been put on alert to help with medical emergencies unrelated to coronavirus, Nora.
So many people pitching in. Thank you, Mola.